Good news is there doesn't seem to be a lot of bamboo up this way. I don't see a lot of roots up this end, which is good. But I would be concerned that we let this go another year and you're gonna have roots up under that house over there, and you're definitely gonna have it in this driveway or this parking lot. From the 2016 pictures, this bamboo has grown significantly to cover up pretty much the whole lot and overlapping into the other properties. There's a risk of it going up through an asphalt drive here. Now, it's great bird habitat. You can see all kinds of birds in there, but it's not just bamboo. We actually have a number of small trees in there as well. It's a good sized bamboo. We're looking at 1 foot to 2 foot in the ground, and there's a mix of other plants in here. It is at the lower part of a hill, and the ground is a little bit soft. We do have a wet ground here, so likely once this is pulled, it will need to be filled, and it will need to be filled a significant amount. The bamboo density is good. I don't see many shoots for it being fall, and I'm going to cut samples out the edges here, but I don't see very many shoots coming up at this area. But we're all the way out here to the asphalt, and so as far as removing it, we may have to have heavy equipment on the asphalt itself. And then of course we're going back into the property line, and you can see where folks have been kind of dumping back here a little bit of trash, but there's a risk here of there being roots up under this asphalt. While I don't see any coming out, now is the time to remove this. This might be bamboo coming up through here. So I would recommend trenching out this drive on the outside of the asphalt to see if we can't find any pieces that are traversing and get them remediated immediately, and quite possibly, here's another spot right here, quite possibly have to excavate back just to make sure we've got a kill zone. It is good sized bamboo, but it has got a lot of it's got some storm damage in the top, so it is overgrown and not very healthy. And you can hear that popping in there. So we've got a little bit of tight, and so we would cut out a lot of bird habitat, but a lot of dead bamboo back in here too. That might be okay. We'll have to cut out first and then start to excavate. See, this is a problem. A lot of folks, they'll cut it off at the ground like this, a good thick timber bamboo like this, and that's just going to cause it to spread. It's spreading rhizomes like this. This is why when they come out here, a little bobcat, you just might as well laugh. This stuff will turn a bobcat over. You need an excavator that can dig down in there and just sift that stuff out. And the ground is actually pretty wet in here, so the bamboo might have been serving a purpose by holding that moist soil together, but that feeds that bamboo. So we're going to have to probably have a follow-up on this. It's a good thickness, a type of moso, but there's a tree in there, and we can see the core of it's dead, which is good. So if we cut it all back, excavate it, some blackberries here tells me there's acidic soil, and we excavate it, we might be able to keep it from coming back. Now this ground is a little bit higher on this side, and we've got the bamboo coming all the way back to a patio. That's going to be bad news. Again, here's worst thing you can do is cut it off at the ground. It just makes it spread. And I feel little knobs in here from other bamboo, and you can see it's coming up here over the asphalt, and it comes way back in here up this hill. So it'll have to be trenched out of this hill and see if we can't find a way to, wow, it's not going to be any way for me to get back in there, but this goes way back into this other property. It's much bigger than the map. So I'm going to slice this out in percentages based on the percentage it's on these different properties, because I'm going to have to get written permission to remove this bamboo from these other properties. Sometimes people don't want the bamboo removed. And then if it's all the way out here, so about 6 feet from the clumb, we'd have to do some excavation out this way, depending on how we trace this. and how far it's along. And I hope that's not sewer line. So we need a misutility through here. But I do not see any bamboo growth. Uh-oh. See that? Okay, so here's the reference point. I'm about 12 foot from the clump, and I'm about at the edge of the house. So what we're looking at is bamboo root all the way out here. And see, the only way to get that out is to excavate it. If we leave even a 2-inch piece behind, it'll shoot bamboo up here because it'll be shocked when that comes out. And then look what we got here. This is an old bamboo clump. So we'll have to dig out. Oh boy, this is better to take care of now than later. I'm now here all the way at the other property line, at the house, here, kind of here's the reference point. So what we can do is we can excavate trenches, okay? And basically see if we can't find out where this is so we don't have to dig the whole thing up. That could be done with a smaller excavator. You don't need the big equipment in, and that will be done initially as our survey comes through. So in the beginning of this job, we'll come through and we'll mark out the ground anywhere we find pieces like that, and we may have some trenches come in. I see some utility line here, and I see more bamboo. And this is bamboo that wants to grow. If you keep mowing over this, this isn't going to get thinner. Okay? So here we are on the other property line, and here at the tree. And here is an old tree. So one of the problems you can have excavating this bamboo is that when we start digging this stuff up, it's fine if it's just spread here in the middle. We can get that cleaned out. We can get grass on top of it when it's done. But we've got old trees in here. And if we damage the roots of these trees could die. So I can't warranty that if we have to come all the way over here. Now they can opt not to clear this out, and then it will just sprout. Or we can rip the surface and see how much of the surface we can get off. But I need to know if this is a property line marker or if it is a utility. So a pre-project, we'll have misutility out here and a little bit more investigation to see if we can't identify any bamboo that's out further, because even on the back side, I'm walking around it, bamboo in the back here as well. Now this is a clumping style bamboo, so we can manage it a little bit better. Once it comes out, we can look at it and see, do the management, year after year management, but please stop mowing it. If it comes up, stop mowing it. I got a chain link fence here and a little bit more stone. And we're kind of at the back of it. There might be some trees that can be saved. But if you can see this big of bamboo out of the ground here, then there's likely other bamboo runners, rhizomes, out around this area. Now it seems to be a clumping bamboo, but we'll know for sure. I'm going to take a sample and see what we've got. And of course these trees in here would come out. You can't really see them now. And we have some uneven areas. We'd want to level things out based on the property lines so that you can get a good grass system in here to compete with the bamboo. So the grass would come in and fight the bamboo. This grass is great to have here, by the way. It's going to suck up nutrients and prevent the bamboo from spreading. But see this root? If we cut this root out here to get that bamboo, it's probably going to kill that tree over here. So we might have to sub in a tree service company on your second year in case these trees die. You don't want them to fall on anything, but you can probably negotiate prices up front. That's usually what we end up doing. Or while we got everything all torn up, they'll come cut it down completely. Because see, if this bamboo clump is gone, they can drop a tree like that. It's actually covered with ivy, so it probably needs to come down. But if we damaging the roots, they can drop it into the mess we're making here, and then we can clean it all up at the end. Get all this stuff hauled off site for you. But please stop cutting the bamboo off at the ground. Oh, I'm feeling more of it here. Stop cutting it off at the ground. You can cut it off about this type of bamboo about waist high. It'll start taking the energy out of the roots. And then across here, there's a lot of mess in there. I'll try to get out to the other side here real quick. This younger, thinner stuff in here isn't that old. The big, thick stuff, it's like 2 or 3 years old. It kind of gives me an idea how fast it's running. We'd have to survey out this area here, probably bring in some fill and lift this up quite a bit. But I'm not feeling any bamboo out this way, which is good. Perhaps the moisture is behind this. But if you see a bamboo shoot come up through the ground, do not cut it off. Cut it off about knee high, waist high, and then what'll happen is it'll die like this. See, that's dead. Now it's still got a root system, but it's dead, and that will reduce some of the spread. We'll cut something off this edge to take as a sample. There you go. There's a root in there. May do a couple core tests and then some other. Take a couple pieces to identify the bamboo. If in fact it is clumping bamboo, we can address it a little bit more radially, and we can get you, oh, there's another piece right there. We can get you more usable space without tearing up too much stuff. But I think that telephone pole is one property marker. We've got quite a bit on this other property. Asphalt at danger. Well, we've got bamboo here that's almost 30 foot tall. Maybe a 15 foot to 30 foot range. In the beginning of this project, after we survey the area, start some test trenches, we'll probably cut down everything. And you want to cut it, if you're going to cut this bamboo, cut it like this, okay? And you want to saw the top with a little water pitcher in there. Water will settle in here, and it will rot the post.